welcome back to Lost Buildings Part 3 and Scratch Building Shop Frontages. Following on from my previous video, this is the first of the shop frontages, starting with Fairless engineering. On the left you can see that there is a map of the area showing the building that we're working on and the only photograph that I've really got of the place. So I started by placing the photograph alongside what I wanted and working out the lengths from the previous building. This section of the building wanted to be around about 104 millimeters long, but I've made it 107 so that I can actually bend the doorway in. I've also shown here the fold lines that will be needed once the building is ready to be assembled. This will be built on 500 gram card, and I've shown the boxes that I've made for the doors and the door and the windows. The next thing to do was to make the window frames themselves that fit into these openings. This is made with sticky back paper, and these have got to fit into those spaces. So if we move these into place, we can see that the window frames fit inside. I'll take the folded lines away to make it easier to see, and then we have to take that away because that will be cut on sticky back paper and it shows that it is smaller than the overall building size. I also made a cutout for the front door, which will then fit in here. So if we then place the sticky back paper back in place, we can see that everything should fit in, and we can then check everything fits perfectly. That makes it a lot easier when cutting out. Again, you can do this without a cutting machine, but I use a cry cut machine to make it easy. The next part was to make the top board above the window, and this will fit across there. That's the top board. The only thing I haven't made yet are these two side boards for the building. I then made that's the sideboard for the left of the window, and this is the sign that will go over the building itself. So if I just move that up to show where it goes, that fits into there. What I've also done, I've made a set of these in different colours so I can match it to the building when I'm finished, as I'm going to paint all these rather than coloured paper. I then made all of the window signs, and these are the ones that fit into the window frames, and I'll just ungroup those and take one of them. Just group this one, object group, and then we'll take that up to the top, and that will actually sit in that window there. And we'll see Fairless engineering. I've made it oversized so that it fits in the back of the sticky back paper windows. So there we have it. We've got the main frame, we've got the sign made, we've got the sticky back paper, we've got the door and the signs for in the windows. It's a little bit fiddly because these are very small text sizes, but it's all printed on 90 gram paper, and it's quite easy to fit into the windows. So that's the scratch pad as I showed before with everything on, and it makes it a lot easier then to separate these parts into individual drawings for different thicknesses of card. This is the building that I originally built, and the first frontage will be for Fairless engineering, a building from the 1960s. In this photograph you can see how I've folded the card and then on the fold lines that I'd shown in the Inkscape drawing. I then added the window frames to it, stuck to acetate, and then added the background colour. In the next picture you can see that I'd added the printed signs for the frontage, which is Fairless Engineering and Electrical Wholesalers, and coloured all the front in red. I've then added the sign above the door and the top board. I then trialled the building frontage on the main building to see that it fitted, and you can see here that the folds allowed me to put the door further back in the frame and also shape the right hand window frame. I've now added the top bay window, complete with the bay window tops, and there are lots of little finishing parts around that bay window and the ends of the shop frontage, but they'll be done when I build the next front along.